Alright, guys, welcome back to JT's Horror After Dark podcast in the sack with JT. You're in the sack with me. This actually worked out perfect because my camera was giving me shit earlier, and that's why had to be off cam for Agoraphobes 2 year anniversary stream. But I think my camera app just updated itself because it looks different. So I'm gonna guess it was that. It works now, but figured let's get a podcast episode out, which is just my spoiler discussions without video. I say it all the time. But let's talk about American Mary from 2012 or 2013, because I know it came out in Canada in 2012. It says 2013 in other places. I'm not getting into that whole debate again. So 2012, 2013, American Mary by the lovely Jen and Sylvia Soska sisters, who pretty much only one friend of mine will get that reference, but they're lovely. But this movie, I remember when I first saw this on IFC Midnight, and it's where I first saw the Soska sisters' first film, Dead Hooker in the Trunk. And let's, put it out there and get it out of the way. Like, Soska sisters are fucking hot. They were in Dead Hooker in the Trunk. One of them, who knows, because they're identical twins. But one of them played like this like reserved nerdy chick, and one played like this complete like out there badass. I loved the Soska sisters ever since then. Then American Mary came out, and it mixed two things that I liked. I liked the Soska's first film, and I adored Katharine Isabelle. Still do, always will. Katharine Isabelle is a gorgeous woman and a fantastic actor, or actress, I should say. But always loved Katharine Isabelle. So if anyone has seen this movie, it's kind of body horror-ish. Like, you definitely see some Cronenberg-esque, body horror-esque stuff in here. But we have Katharine Isabelle, who plays this girl who's going to school to be a surgeon. And, bills start piling up, medical bills and everything. Not medical, but school bills and everything. And she starts going into the underground market of body modification to help with her medical. I keep saying medical. I mean fucking student. She's a student. Her student, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. To pay her bills. So she does extreme body modifications to make money. And it's definitely an interesting film. There are some weird characters in this movie. Sometimes it feels like they're a little too weird, like they're thrown in here just to be weird. One character in particular, and I'll talk about her when she shows her face, but Katharine Isabelle does fantastic in this movie. Like, I think the thing I saw her before this was Freddy versus Jason real quick as she dies, like early on. And Ginger Snaps was the main thing I knew her from. But let's talk American Mary by the Soska sisters, the first time talking about them on the channel. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think this is the last film by the Soskas, which is only the second movie, that I absolutely love. Like, I really love this movie. After this, I mean, what they did, See No Evil 2, which is good, actually. It's a good slasher. But, yeah, I mean, after that, they did Rabid, the remake of David Cronenberg's Rabid, which I don't believe I saw, so maybe I should see that before I make that statement. But this is usually the go-to Soska film for me. Like, I feel like this is their movie that they captured lightning in a bottle for. Like, this is just an all-around awesome movie. Now, is Katharine Isabelle in that with the black hair? I'm guessing that's a wig, but I could be wrong because she looks fine in it. Like, it doesn't look like it's a wig, really, but I've never really paid attention to that. I was just thinking of it just now. I'm not sure if that's her hair. I'm looking at it. Who knows? If anyone knows if Katharine Isabelle in American Mary was wearing a wig or if that's her natural hair, let me know for some weird reason. Can you imagine going to school to be a surgeon? Like, that's gotta be... That's so much work, man. I don't think I could do it. One, because I don't trust myself cutting other human beings open, but two, because God, that's a lot of work. And so Mary is like one of the best in her class, and her professor loves her, which we find out a little too much later on. I like when she gets the phone call from her cell phone provider, and they're like, "All right, we won't pay charge you a reconnection fee, but like, when do you think you can pay the rest of your money?" And she's just like, "Maybe in 2 weeks." And she's like, "So like 3 months, it's $364 would be enough." And she's like, "What's the least I can pay?" And the woman's like, $364, and hangs up on her. That's hilarious. I love how her nana, she's talking to her on the phone, and her nana's like, "Is everyone being nice to you in school? Is anyone, no one's trying to go to bed with your boyfriend?" Well, that's so funny coming from a nana. The cinematography is great in this movie. I mean, even though it's hard, it's going to be harder and harder to call older movies, like, to say they have great cinematography after seeing like Evil Dead Rise and the cinematography levels that we're hitting with movies. Like, geez, man, the cinematography was so impeccable in Evil Dead Rise, but looks awesome in this. This is a very good looking movie. I love the cinematography. I like the score to this also. So then Mary ends up going to meet this guy Billy, the owner of a strip club, and she's gonna go try to get a job as a stripper because she has fucking no money. She's broke. And then he asks like to see like to for her to show her body off and stuff. I always thought it was a little funny like that. I'm not a woman, so I'm especially not a woman actress who does nudity. But like imagine like having to walk into an audition for a movie that requires nudity or to be a stripper like this. I mean, like, you never hear the opposite. You never hear or see in movies like a strip club where a guy walks in and just says, "All right, now the unpleasant part of the interview. Can you show me your dick, please?" And he just whips his dick out. Like, you never see that. I don't care to. I mean, I'm sure there are people who do, but you never see that. I don't know, just a thought. And then immediately, just he's just like, "Yo, come on, $5,000 I'll give you," and just takes her downstairs and says, "I will give you $5,000, no questions asked." And she doesn't know what she has to do yet, so she has to go help get a bullet or some shit out of this guy. So some criminal shit. And man, could you imagine? This bitch works for like not even 10 minutes, and she made $5,000. Like 5,000 for 10 minutes. That's insane that she just made that much money. Yo, could you imagine making 5,000 every 10 minutes? That's fucking 30,000 an hour. That's insane. I don't blame her. I would go right into this underground industry. Right into the underground and do body modifications. I'd be taking slugs out of gangsters, like everything for 5,000 for 10 minutes. It's not even 10 minutes. It's like less than 2 minutes that she's working on this guy. Like, it's really like quick. Like, they should have underballed her. Like, right from the listen, I'll give you $1,000, and then let's see if she goes up a bit. Oh man, she's desperate for money. So I mean, I'm sure she would have taken 2 grand. But goddamn, the money she just made. And here with the weather in New York is my good old friend Meatwad. How you doing, Meatwad? Hey, Dixie, how you doing? I'm doing good, Meatwad. What is the temperature like in New York, which only nobody else cares about? Well, it's about 45 degrees Fahrenheit. And I gotta go get my friend Herman out, and we're gonna go down there and party. Okay, that sounds fun. Party, do. Sounds good. Yeah, I know, but sometimes I like to just hide out in the corner and I eat my Cheetos. I like to have a lunch Cheeto time. All right, big one. I'll talk to you later. Bye, I talk to you soon. All right. Now back to the movie. Man, I mean, I know it's an iconic phone ring, but whoever invented the ding 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 ring, I hate that person. Because I hear that fucking phone ring in every movie. Now, she gets a phone call from an old guy in her apartment because it shows the picture on her phone. And he says that there's not going to be any more gigs for a while because I forgot to pay the rent and the mall kicked us out, locked us out. What does that mean? Like, who was that from? I'm guessing it was just another job that she went for or something that she was doing because they don't show her working in this. They just show her in school in the beginning. So it was probably just somebody that she went and applied for a job and just got a call. Yeah, this Betty Boop looking bitch. She's so over the top in this movie. I mean, I get it. And they even call it out, and she says, "You'll look like Betty Boop," and it's uncanny and stuff, which is hilarious. And she talks like her voice is so fucking annoying too. Are you serious? Like, I just want to let you know that like, oh god, it's so grating. But like, I'm sure people like this exist. I know people like this exist. Like twisted people. Not saying they're twisted, but they're a little twisted. Come on, you got to admit, if someone wants to design themselves and modify their body to look like fucking Betty Boop, yeah, there's something not right up in those marbles that are fucking rolling loose up in the head there. But this woman's rich as shit, and I love how she says, like, I'll give you $200 just to let me say what I gotta say, and then you'll never see me again. Like, just $200 just to talk. Like, alright, now this is a very hard... It's a very hard subject to approach on the line, but here it goes. She's saying that she has the ability to feel, to look the way that she feels inside, which we all know this is a touchy subject right now. Whatever. People can think whatever they want, feel whatever way they want. But I kind of draw the line at wanting to feel like a specific person. Like what this bitch is trying to look at, it's not even a person. It's a cartoon character. That's fucking stupid. That's fucking weird. Sorry, you are warped in the mind. If you want to modify and chop up your body to look like a cartoon character, no, yeah, you're insane. Like certifiably. And I don't give a shit what anyone thinks about it. Like, I can get backlash for this. I don't care. The people are mentally ill who want to get their bodies modified to become specific people and shit. Like, what? It's so weird to me, and I'm sure it's weird to most people. I'm sure there's something that's not weird too, but you know how they say you don't know you're crazy unless... Now that my more quote-unquote progressive subscribers are gone. So now Mary's missing her classes, and her professor is getting on her ass, man, saying you got to start coming to class or you are going to start not having a class to miss. I love when Betty Boop's friend is there, and she's just like, what did she say? Hold on. That's too funny. She says, like, to Mary, thank you for coming, Dr. Mason. And she says, I know it's crazy to think anyone has disposable income, but I love her. And her introduces her friend, says, I don't want to see her suffer anymore. And she goes, yeah, she's really suffering. And she goes, Tessa, honey, don't be a cunt. And just, like, moves on with conversation. The way she says it is so funny. It's just, she's not high all the time. She's just a little bitch to everybody. She's funny, this lady, don't get me wrong. But her voice is grating. And like I said, the whole thing with her wanting to be Betty Boop is insane. I love how Boop calls her Dr. Mason. She's not a doctor yet. Katharine Isabelle nails it in this role. I'm sorry. She's so good. Like, again, like, I'm sorry, but... This is the wrong movie to pick at fucking 4:30 in the morning to do a podcast on. I'm starting to regret it. This bloated catfish bitch that wants work done. She's a fashion designer. I don't know why celebrities, especially, cut their face up over and over again until they look like aliens. They don't look like real people anymore. Look at fucking Carrot Top. Look at what's the band? Dead Alive, or Dead and Alive, or something like that. You spin me right around, baby, right around. The singer from that, pause this right now or keep it going, whatever. Google that band, Dead or Alive. I'm pretty sure it's Dead or Alive. And look up the singer. Look at him from the 80s, and then look at him now. You'll be blown away. I'm serious. This will blow you away how this guy looks. They fucked his whole face up. Like I said, I don't. If you want to just get something fixed, that's fine. But when you keep on going, you're destroying your fucking face. Look at Joan Rivers. You look like a fucking catfish too near the end. So this woman wants to look like a doll. So she wants her tits taken off and her pussy puttied up. Power phrase. But that's pretty much what she said. Now, all right, I don't want to keep going, not harping, but I don't want to keep walking the line here. But there's no line on this channel anyway. But that's fucked up to me. That is weird. There's a difference between feeling like a different sex, but you want to look like a doll. So chop off my tits and fucking putty up my front hole. Like, are you serious? That's so fucking insane. I want to be extreme. I want a dick growing off my forehead. No balls, though. That's what I want. That's extreme. But I love the music in the scene. The piano music, when she's, setting up for the surgery. Now she has no nipples. I don't know how old this bitch is. I can't tell because her face looks like a walrus. But she doesn't seem 50-ish. So isn't she still gonna bleed from her pussy like every month? Like if it's puttied up, like I don't know if she's using putty, but whatever she's using here, doesn't she have stuff coming out once a month? Isn't that bad? Can't you get like a buildup? Can you have an infection? Isn't there a whole bunch of shit that can happen? I don't know. I'm not a perfect person on female anatomy from a doctor's point of view. But something tells me this doesn't seem right. So now we see Mary start to get really into the body modification community and start seeing more crazies who want weird shit done to themselves. See, this is why I couldn't be in a hospital for any profession because it's gotta suck. I hate hospitals, first of all. I mean, nobody I know says, I can't fucking wait to go to a hospital. But, like, I really don't like hospitals. I get anxious. But she just tells Mary, her doctor and teacher, just says, go in that room and tell those people they had their husband had a heart attack. Like, damn. Now now he wants her to go and tell them that he died. Like, just for that alone, man, I don't have it in me. I would not be able to just be that blunt and turn my emotions off. Like working as a nurse or a doctor or a surgeon or anything like that. Wouldn't be able to do it. And then the doctor, the teacher says, I'm really, really proud of what I'm seeing, Mary. And I'm like, I got the thought, like, yeah, yo, you wrecked that family in there. You see the mom crying because she was just told her husband died or some shit. Oh, it's terrible. I like how she runs into Betty Boop and she's just like, she's hanging out by her car and she's like, I know you told me not to call. And Mary's like, yeah, showing up is a lot worse than calling, like by a lot. That's so true. I just love all the conversation between Mary and Miss Betty Boop here. All the dialogue is so funny between them. Like, you get used to her voice as it goes on. So her teacher, surgeon dude, invites only her, to Dr. Grant, another doctor and surgeon's house, place for drinks. So she gets that drink with the big surgeons, and she's gonna go. And I like it. Cunts and runts is how he like starts like his rounds. Is what he says. So random. And I think we got a caller here. No, actually, no. That was just a phone ringing. That sounded like a phone ringing. I don't know. So this song that she's listening to, the first opening lyrics, and then another line, and then the same repeating lyrics as the first words are puke rock. And it's just a guy screaming like, puke rock! Oh, it's awful. Meanwhile, you still there? You want to plug in Tubi real quick? Uh, And you'd went, oh shit, alright, don't freak me out like that. What tube you want you to know if you want stuff to smell real nice and pretty? And you're gonna want Febreze. Febreze. Oh, I used to use that to disguise other smells back in the day. Alright, me watch, let's see, good times. Okay, you take care now. I mean, he's a sergeant, but it's got a fucking amazing house, goes without saying. I refuse to believe that a whole bunch of surgeons are listening to dubstep. There's like dubstep wobbles in the background. There's no way. And then, as we know, she ends up getting drugged and raped by Dr. Walsh, by her doctor slash teacher, which is fucked up. And he records it, which is, come on, if you're going to commit a crime, and of course I'm not saying any of this is good, but if you're going to commit a crime, they always say the best secret is kept between one person. Don't fucking film yourself doing it. Ever. Because then there's just evidence sitting there to be viewed. Never film a crime. Are you serious? Unless you're positive you don't appear on that film anyway. Yeah, no way dubstep here at this party. And like none of these other surgeons at this party see him like walking the drugged out Mary into a bedroom? Or is this like a whole group of rapist surgeons? And they're all doing this in the house. And this is like an every Wednesday type event. I don't know. I can't speak for anything that they do. But I think it's a little odd that nobody else seems to come and check on this girl. And then he starts giving her the no means yes. And it's fucking disturbing. Like, it definitely is. Especially that we really care about Mary. And they do a great job with just developing her character. Like, the first half hour of this movie. So good. Oh, that's right. This is Dr. Grant, the other head surgeon. This isn't her teacher guy. They look the same. But yeah, man, the whole scene of the rape is very, shot very well and very disturbing. And then she just wakes up in her own bed. So, I mean, what was this guy banking on? Was he banking on the whole roofie, let's put her back in her own bed so she thinks she has a warped dream? Because I'm pretty sure I would know reality versus a dream if somebody fucked me without my permission. I'm almost positive. See, and this is why you don't fuck with somebody whose profession or what they're training to be their profession is cutting people up. Because now he's on her table and she is going to take until tomorrow night, she tells Billy, the strip club dude. And he's just letting this guy get tortured and shit in his strip club. This guy's like into extreme criminal activities. This guy must be like, I don't know what he does, but he's just letting this dude get like butchered and shit in his place. Doesn't seem to have any concerns about it either. And when I love the line when she says like, "Have you ever heard of body modification?" And then you hear his response because he has like his mouth like with something in it, so he's like just breathing like, like as soon as he heard the words body modification, like he instantly thought a dick with no balls was getting grafted to his forehead. That's his fear. So she's gonna practice a whole bunch of popular body modifications on this guy for the next 24 hours. Teeth filing, tongue splitting, genital modification. I'm fucking loving it. Voluntary amputation. Great. This dirtbag deserves all of this and more. She said 14 hours of surgery. Can you imagine cutting up a human being and shit for 14 hours? I couldn't imagine doing it for 30 seconds. But damn, man, 14-hour surgery, wow. And this surgeon dude looks terrified. I mean, serves him right. This is why you don't rape people, because they can come back and mutilate your genitals. Well, I mean, and because rape is wrong. Is probably the primary reason not to. But another reason, you can get chopped up afterwards and modified. I love how she throws this guy out. Because he's asking for piercings and tribal tattoos. Because it's like beneath her. That's funny. And now she has a bodyguard. She has the guy from the strip club. That's funny. Hey, this guy's name is Alan Grant, the doctor who disappeared, that she tortured. Just like Alan Grant in Jurassic Park. Connection? In universe? You let me know. And then she gets approached on the street by the detective who is investigating the disappearance of Dr. Alan Grant from Jurassic Park. And I love how casually she plays it. Like, she doesn't seem like she's straight up lying. Like, he's just like, nah, I would never have guessed. And they're saying that they found a whole bunch of questionable stuff on the doctor and stuff of a sexual deviant nature, and that they had a list of people who would possibly, like students that would possibly have something against him. And she was on the list. And she's like, I really don't know why, honestly. He was a tough instructor, and like maybe people thought he was picking on me. Perfect. Like, not obviously lying, but you could tell she's maybe hiding something. She played that great. You know, we get Billy, the strip club guy, who starts imagining the stripper on stage as Mary, which, oh, what a great minute or so this is. This is the second time I noticed the dancer he's watching that turns into Mary. She has the same haircut, and I saw her earlier in the film. Same haircut as Mrs. Betty Boop, crazy lady. Same haircut. So I wonder if it's the same person, because they don't really show her face, but you could tell by her hair. Like, it looks just like Miss Betty Boop. It is her. All right, then I didn't remember that. I don't remember that Beatrice was stripping at this place. Betty Boop lady, who wants to watch this bitch stripping? Are you serious? But apparently people are, and they're watching her. And like a normal person, Billy here imagined her as someone much prettier, as Mary. Her and Beatrice go for a walk, and she's like, Mary's like, if you're taking me someplace to kill me, I'll fight back. That's so funny. I love just her dry delivery and her dry sense of humor. Like, it's so great in this. They're looking at Ruby's apartment. Ruby's the doll lady from earlier, and she sees a picture and says, "I didn't know that Ruby had a boyfriend." And Betty Boop says she has many. That's of her husband. This husband's gonna be very upset next time he sees her and she finds out that she's got no nipples and his dick don't fit because her hole's puttied up. He's in for a hell of a surprise. But I guess two of the same people might work together. Maybe this guy went and got his body modified. Maybe he got an elephant dick, and so they don't have sex anyway. Who knows? And yeah, so these are the thoughts I think about watching a movie at 5 in the morning. And I know we have an appearance from the Soska sisters, which is something I've noticed, excuse me, that they like to put themselves in their films, which is cool. And I like the whole, oh, here they are here. I like the whole conversation between them and Mary when they start saying that they want to be together and like be a part of each other, and they want their arms separate, like put on each other. So weird, man. I like how they tell her that her work is very accessible online. She's like a celebrity, but she's nicknamed Bloody Mary. Like, that's a cool nickname. It's fitting. And at least this Bloody Mary's real. I've done the Bloody Mary thing. I've seen. Oh, shut up. I love their German accents. And whatever, they're never coming on the channel. I've tried. The Soska sisters, they fucked their faces up a bit too over the years. Like, they looked a lot different in Dead Hook or in the Trunk versus how they look now. And they are complete bitches. Like, they really are. And I'm still going to tag them in this on Twitter. And I hope they watch it. They won't. But that's how you sneak one past the man. But they can make a great movie. But Soskas, if when you do hear this, I meant bitches and like, ooh, them bitches fine. You know what I mean? Or not their arms, right? They want to be conjoined together, I think. I don't remember. Something like that. But they're going to be connected. And that's all they care about. They're connected to each other and themselves. It's a cool scene, though. They with the music playing. I know this song. I can't think of it. I want your body and you want my body. I can't think of it. But I know it. And it's a cool song for this scene here. And I like how they just chop their arm off. And they're holding the arm, like her and this other German doctor. Awesome scene. Tubi wants me to tell you something about cannabis, and I'm for it, whatever it is. And also switch to T-Mobile if you want shittier cell service. Oh yeah, and Dr. Grant, he's not dead. He's still alive. He's hanging on meat hooks and shit. That's awesome. That she's just kept him here this whole time and practices on him. No dick on his forehead, though, just to report. And dude, his skin is stretched the fuck out from those hooks. Damn. Cool effect. And now to add to her list of troubles, not only has she severely tortured this doctor, but some security guard walks in and says, "Oh my god," and tries getting the doctor off the hooks. And then she cuts his Achilles tendon, it looks like. Then she just starts stabbing the shit out of him, like over and over and over again. So now she's got murder on top of. I mean, this guy's gonna die anyway, so 2 counts of murder. Oh, and the doctor's missing both his arms, too. That sucks. Getting your fucking arms removed. I like the whole bodyguards conversation with Mary and his story about how his mother had a break in and she went downstairs and the guy beat the shit out of her. She was in the hospital for 4 months, and that he would give anything to have known Mary back then, and don't ever devalue your work and stuff. That whole conversation, a great scene. There's a decent amount of classical music in this movie, or at least what sounds classical-esque at other times. And I really like that soundtrack choice. I, again, really love the score in this movie. The sound design's pretty good, too. This woman gets her nipples shaped like hearts. Like any random guy that she meets and has sex with next and sees her breasts is going to say, "Oh, that's gorgeous, little hearts." No, they're going to say, "What the fuck is wrong with your nipple?" Now Mr. Detective stops by, and he thinks that she was at one of the sex parties, and that he thinks Dr. Grant is a monster and that he hurt her, and that all the other girls on the list for him to check out were on the sex tapes, but she was not. So I'm sure she swiped that tape. Now she tries drugging him when she asks if he wants a cup of water, but she second has a second thought, and she says that there's a chip of glass broken off that cup, and gives him a different glass. So she's thinking smart, at least. I mean, she could have had this guy taken care of from the strip club guy, because now Dr. Walsh, her teacher, is missing, and Billy, the strip club guy, got rid of him. Shoo, get out of here. We had a cat in the studio. Sorry, guys. Oh, that's right. Billy's the one who swiped the tape when he went to take care of Dr. Walsh. Because she flat out asks him when he says no, there wasn't a tape of her. Anyone go to the bathroom and powder their nose anymore? You never hear that. "Oh, sorry, I gotta go powder my nose." You never hear that nowadays. I don't know. I love the shot of Mary in the bathroom with the red lighting, and she's standing in front of the mirror as the other girl walks out. That's a cool scene. That's a cool shot. And that big ass surgical tool, I'm not sure what it is, but it's like a big ass knife, like mixed with a cleaver, kind of. Looks badass. I'd love to fucking take someone out with it. Wait, never mind. I like how the other woman, I think it was the girl who was giving Billy a blowjob when Mary walked in on them, and she's hiding in the stall, and she's looking in between the slot, and she sees Mary taking all the surgical tools out, and she knows that she's in the stall, and she kicks in the door and pulls her out, and she's getting ready to kill her, but then she notices the security camera. I like that scene a lot. And again, she's keeping it smart. She notices a security camera before. I mean, this is in the strip club. He could have just erased the security footage, but still, and she's playing it smart. And then Billy has a dream while watching the footage of her giving him a massage when she first applied for this job and met him. But it doesn't matter, whatever the rest of the dream is, because it's a fucking dream. So little Betty Boop is quit from the strip club. She quit and hasn't answered Billy's phone calls in forever. And good. She can find a lot of other professions. Maybe she can be in a remake of Little Betty Boop. new TV series. That would fit her a lot better. So then Billy invites Mary to go on a few-week trip down to LA, and she don't seem too interested. And then she gets the call that Ruby's husband, I told you this motherfucker wouldn't be happy when he found out his wife's vagina don't work, because he's pissed and he beat the fuck out of Betty Boop. Beatrice, she is on the floor when she's calling, and then this guy shows up, and because she was forced to tell where Mary lives and everything, and now this guy's gonna show up, and it's gonna be a showdown. American Mary versus the weirdo's husband. Who's it gonna be? So Mary gets stabbed by the husband, and I think she killed him. It was very fast, and I wasn't looking. So she's on the floor, fucking trying to drag herself to safety, which I don't know where she's going. She looks like she's drenched in blood. I like how she stitches herself up, though, when she turns on her back and she just starts sewing up the wound. Cool little touch. And the cops and detectives show up, and Mary is dead on the floor, and they take the dead husband out too. So that's American Mary by the Soska Sisters. Very enjoyable rewatch for sure. And daylight is just breaking, so as a vampire, it is time to fall asleep. I'm gonna have a video out later. Not sure what the movie is, but it'll be a spoiler discussion. And yeah, the point of the moral of the story is do not putty up someone's vagina, or their husband will come and murder you. Wherever you're from, guys, hope you're having a great morning, afternoon, or night. And I will talk to you soon. Thanks for tuning in for another episode of Horror After Dark in the Sack with JT. Goodbye, guys.